All right, welcome everybody to the Portal Pulse podcast. I'm David Stevenard alongside Christian Hansen. We're super excited to get going here. And I just want to jump right in. Thanks, guys, all for getting over here to listen to us. We're on Spotify and YouTube. You can find us there. Go check out our socials, Instagram, TikTok, all the stuff. Go check us out. Make sure follow us so get all the updates, watch for new episodes coming out, all the things. We can just use the support right now. But again, jumping right in, we're really excited to get this started up. I know I am pretty passionate about it, pretty passionate about just sports in general. Mm-hmm. Christian is too. And so the idea behind this podcast, Portal Pulse, that's our name, is to hopefully focus on the college football transfer portal. And obviously that's a little hard to do in the season. We can talk about, what's going on with the players that have transferred in and out of schools and how they're faring at their new schools and things like that, and just updates as regulations change for the transfer portal. But that's hopefully going to be our main focus, just something for us to center on. And then outside of that, just hitting all sports, after we touch on that college football aspect or just college sports aspect of the transfer portal. Just kind of moving around, jumping around to sports because we just want to talk sports. It's a good time, and hopefully it can be a good little break for you guys to just come and listen to us for a little bit during the day whenever we record. So, yeah, and I don't know, hopefully about an episode a week.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
That's the goal, hopefully around this time frame too, coming out hopefully Tuesdays-ish. That way we're kind of, looking back at the last week of some of these college and NFL games and then looking ahead to the next week. Because I think it's fair to say that all the sports kind of revolve around football. So
yeah, around
that's a good way. Yeah, good way to center things. So, what do you got, Christian?
I'm just excited to get this podcast going. I've been watching a lot of football, taking a lot of notes, and I've got a lot of thoughts to share. So I want to see a lot of feedback on what your takes are and really just what football is going on in general right now. I'm very excited to talk about it, and I want to hit on a lot of the college because that's, to me, I like watching the college more than the NFL just because there's a lot more excitement, there's a lot more chances for upsets and field storms, all that excitement. But yeah, just excited.
Yeah, for sure. I just like the constant kind of turnover, the change in college football. There's always something new going on, and I just love the environment and the passion the fan bases have. Mm-hmm. So definitely one of my favorites. All right. Getting into it, like I said, transfer portal is hopefully going to be our focus, and so I want to start off, I think, just talking some transfers that are playing well this season. And we can kind of spitball here. I think it's more fun to kind of just go off the top of our heads. I'm sure we'll forget somebody. Let us know who we forgot. Mm-hmm. But top transfer quarterbacks. Who do we think's the top transfer quarterbacks this season?
Well, obviously you got to go Carson Beck. I mean, he's first game of the year. You're taking on Notre Dame. In the national championship last year, almost came pretty close to winning it all. But you go out there and you handle business in week one, and then from there you just keep moving forward. I know that they got that one loss a couple weeks ago, but I still think they got a really good shot at making the college football playoff. And if Carson Beck can still, play the way that he's been playing and, forget about what happened against the Louisville Cardinals that 1 week, I think they're going to have a really good, decent chance at making possibly a national championship run. So
yeah, I'd agree. I think coming out of the first couple of weeks, Miami would have been my pick to win that national championship. I
agree.
Carson Beck, I mean, you mentioned that one loss. The 4 interceptions was a little ugly.
It was.
So
I mean,
as far as best transfer, I don't know. I've definitely he's got the ups and downs for sure.
He does. Yep.
But experienced, seasoned, hopefully ready to lead Miami kind of to the next level of what their fan base has kind of been waiting for.
Yeah, I think Miami's been kind of on the bubble, on the brink of getting up there to the top level. But I think this year is honestly their best chance to break through. Coming in with a transfer quarterback who's got a lot of experience in the playoffs in one of the top conferences, if not the top conference in college football in the SEC. He's been there, he's done that, and when you got like a veteran guy that's been there. He knows what to expect. He knows how to handle those moments. It makes the rest of the team more comfortable, and it makes the coaching staff more adaptable to late game adjustments. And I think that's what the Miami coaching staff is willing to do. And if they can really work around what Carson Beck can do, and I think they've got a really good understanding of what he's been able to do late game, mid game. So I think if they can work around each other and build off their mistakes, they're gonna have a really good finish to the year. So possibly looking at an ACC championship appearance.
Yeah, definitely. I think ACC between them and Georgia Tech, as crazy as it is, that's where I'm looking. I think that'd be an awesome championship.
That
game.
would be pretty sick.
I've always liked Titans King, and I've liked that he's kind of stuck there, grown, and he's looking awesome this year. I think favorite transfer, as far as just the level they're playing at this year, that almost doesn't get enough attention is Fernando Mendoza in Indiana. Came over there from Cal, and I feel like Indiana's been killing teams so big that he almost isn't getting a whole lot of attention because it's hard to find something to talk about. But he has, he's been elevating that team to the next level where, last year they were that team where it was like, I don't know, to me, they were winning games, but they weren't really playing anybody. And then we kind of saw that.
Yeah.
Got to the playoffs, they got curb stomped.
I mean, they ran into a good Notre Dame team.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is the Indiana head coach, can't remember his name.
Can't stand Kurt Signetti.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Why doesn't he, smile? You're beating teams.
He's like
63
he's a crabby old man.
But, you got to enjoy it, I mean, obviously he wants to be at the level that, they're playing at right now, but come on, man, you got to give people what they want. You got to smile, You got to enjoy it, you got to live in the moment, but, what he's been working for, what he's been working towards this year, and what he's been able to do has been pretty shocking to the college football world, but, I think a lot of people are on their side, and they want him to do as well as they're doing for the rest of the year, so.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What other, you got another transfer? I know you start off with Carson Beck, I went Fernando Mendoza. Who else do you got? Anybody jump out to you?
Well, I'll tell you one that jumps out to me in a bad way is that's Nico Iamaleava from going from Tennessee to UCLA, and I gotta tell you, UCLA has just looked awful. They got an awful start to the year, but they got that big win against Penn State, and we'll touch about Penn State in a couple minutes here, but the way that he, I think it took everyone by shock why he transferred to UCLA and didn't just stick with Tennessee another year. But he really hasn't played the way that we've seen him in the past, and maybe it's the factor of going across country, going to a brand new team, a brand new campus. Maybe that's one of the main factors as to why he's not playing at his full potential. But it's not just him; it's the whole UCLA team, and I think. I don't know, man. Maybe it was his decision. Maybe someone was pushing him to get out of Tennessee, but I don't know. I think Tennessee's playing a lot better, maybe without him, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting because obviously that'll be one of those storylines where hopefully next offseason we can kind of follow him with the portal and where I am a leaving Mr. Nico there. I don't know. He felt like he was worth more, transferred somewhere to give him more money, and it's just I don't know. College football is different now, and I think we see a lot more big games every weekend, which I do enjoy.
I do enjoy that, yeah.
But I don't know. There's gives and takes for sure. Yeah, but I think you bring up a good point with UCLA because then what ended up happening was UCLA and Tennessee basically switched quarterbacks.
Pretty much,
so
yeah.
Joey Aguilar at Tennessee, I've been impressed with him. Vols number 14, 14. The latest say people, yeah, 14. Jumping up those rankings lately, and I've been impressed because obviously with Nico leaving, I don't think many people expected him to be this bad at UCLA.
Yeah.
But I also don't think anybody expected Aguilar to be this great, and his absence at Tennessee, where I'm impressed. They're moving up. They it almost looks like it's well, maybe we made the right decision. Maybe that worked out for us, and. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Tennessee, obviously, they're playing in a pretty loaded SEC, which makes it rough. But I've been impressed with him. He's another one of my favorite transfers and just kind of stories from this season where, we talk about Nico a lot, and I think we forget the other side of that story where, again, they kind of switched, and Aguilar's been awesome.
He has, and, To me, it's honestly the competition that they're facing. You go from UCLA, maybe playing a team like Purdue or Northwestern every week. I know you're a Purdue fan, and then you go out to the other side of the country and you're playing, just top tier programs like Alabama and Georgia every other week, and you got to be able to play those tough competition, those tough teams if you really want to make it to the next level, because NFL, they're looking at who you're playing. They're not just looking at how good your stats were, and I think that's something we see in Ashton Genty, to be honest, is his stats were so good, so high, but at the end of the day, he wasn't at a powerhouse school like Georgia. He wasn't at a powerhouse school like Alabama. He was, kind of at a Mountain West, lighter conference, lighter school, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. He's every other week he's doing good, and then he's coming back down to earth. So I think it's definitely the competition that's playing a big role in both of these transfers. But I think honestly, for Nico, he honestly should have stayed at Tennessee.
Yeah, probably.
But
he chased the money, which again, I don't know. That's the world we're in now with college sports in general.
Yep.
Is what it is, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know. Not my favorite for sure, but you mentioned the traveling too. Like I don't know. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that like Rutgers UCLA on a random Saturday is a Big Ten conference game. You know what I mean? Like one of those teams is traveling across 3 time zones to come play, and I don't know. Like at some point, it's a pain for sure. And I don't know. Again, I mentioned I'm kind of back and forth on realignment. Where like obviously we see, I think, better games every week. Where like there's so many more good games on, and I enjoy that for sure. But there's some weird matchups where it's like we're getting good ones, but also like this is random. This doesn't feel right. It's gonna take me a little bit.
The Indiana UCLA game being on like big noon Saturday. What?
Yeah.
Like, you know who's gonna win that, but I think the realignment of the conferences, I honestly think was the worst move that they could have made, because you have teams like Stanford, who's in California, and why are they in the Atlantic Coast Conference? Why are they playing Florida State? Why are you making these college kids who have classes, real lives to worry about? For some of them, they have walk-ons, so they have jobs to worry about. Why are you sending them 3 time zones to the other side of the country, to possibly get absolutely crushed by a ranked team, and then they got to fly all the way back, and then they got to worry about going down south next year? It's a struggle, and
crazy.
It would be exhausting for me, honestly. So I think the disbanding of the Pac-12 was maybe not the best move. I think what they looked at was, okay, how can we get, teams like Ohio State, Oregon, how can we get them better competition? Well, you put them in the same conference, you require them to play each other. That's obviously going to make an increase in viewership. It's going to make an increase in, the commitments out of the high school level. But, there's just some teams that don't fit right, and I think that's something that needs to change in the future.
Yeah, still feels pretty off to me. But you know what? Someday we'll be used to it, I'm sure. It'll get there. All right, just to round it out, we mentioned Carson Beck. We mentioned, who was my first one? Fernando Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nico Ameliva and Joey Aguilar switching places. Anybody else jumps out to you before we move on?
Not really.
No? No, I'm kind of on the same page. Just kind of going through here. I mean, obviously there's other, there's a few other ones of note, but I think to me just as far as the storylines and kind of what's been most exciting, most impressive to me, those are who are jumping out to me. And so it'll be exciting to keep watching them and keep seeing who develops and who comes up.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I think it'd be good to look at our top 25 for this week. College football. Again, I think we both love college football, and it'll be awesome to keep talking about it. So looking at the rankings here, lots of teams either staying in the same spot or kind of just moving 1 or 2 spots, seems like, which, I mean, we're getting later into the season, teams are kind of settling in, we're figuring out who's good and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
But what jumps out to you?
I think what jumps out to me is teams like Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt who haven't been there in such a long time, and for some of them they've just never been there. But I think the biggest shock to me is Indiana, because I just, it's weird looking at a college football ranking and not a college basketball ranking and seeing Indiana in the top 5, but when they played a couple weeks ago at Oregon, that game really just shocked me on how well they could play, how well they were playing, and I think it ultimately comes down to coaching. That coaching staff that they got over there, they want it. They know they got their eyes dead set on a national championship and a Big Ten title. So I think they have the most potential out of the top 25, and they're definitely the most surprising to me.
Yeah, for sure. Looking through here, you mentioned Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt. I've always been high. I've been high on Georgia Tech for a couple years. Ever since I remember sitting down and watching that game where they beat Miami in a game on a random like a weekday night, like a Thursday or Friday night. Where
I do remember that.
I feel like it was weekday night. Whatever it was, where Miami could have just run the clock out, and instead they ran the ball, fumbled. Georgia Tech won the game, and I honestly woke up the next morning expecting Cristobal to be fired, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
He stuck around. But Georgia Tech, man, yeah, they're kind of fun. They're not, they kind of, again, that's the other thing with college football. It's not like a traditional the NFL. Obviously there's different play styles, but it's so different. It varies so much in college what you can be running, what you can be doing, all these triple option type stuff, all the motion Georgia Tech does, and it's exciting to watch for sure. What am I seeing here? What do I like? I know. Hold on. I know I saw something that I looked at it and I was like, how did this happen? I know I noticed Michigan's back, which is fine. They are 6-2.
Whatever. They'll be gone in a couple weeks.
They just, I don't know. Their offense doesn't seem to be in the flow of things yet.
I wouldn't
say.
Maybe that's the Notre Dame fan in me.
Which, I sitting down watching that first weekend of college football, and I came to the sad realization I'm actually older than Bryce Underwood.
Oh my gosh.
It just makes me sad.
That's kind of crazy.
This guy's starting for a Power 4 college, and I'm sitting here in...
He's playing for now a top 25 college, which is crazy.
I guess so. Who else jumped out to me? You got UCLA USC at 23. I think we're gonna keep watching them climb up. They've looked impressive to me. But they're finally,
Notre Dame beat them.
They did.
True. But
it's a closer game though.
It was, surprisingly. But I'll be at that Notre Dame and Navy game in 2 weeks, I think. So.
Oh really?
But to be honest, I'm looking forward to that game because not only am I a Notre Dame fan, even though I'm wearing a Louisville jersey, Navy's undefeated, and they've, it's back-to-back years that Navy has really surprised the college football world and surprised me, honestly, on how just consistent they've been over the years. And I think that's going to be a very interesting game when they go to South Bend. It's going to be loud. It's going to be very amped up. But I think Notre Dame, if they can take care of business, they're definitely going to be in the talks for another college football playoff.
Yeah, I think we'll end up seeing them there. They were one of my favorite teams coming into the season, just as far as who I thought could win it. Obviously, shown a few more kind of cracks than I thought.
Yeah.
I feel like it's sometimes simpler than they want it to be. Just give the ball to Jeremiah Love, but
Yep.
I don't know what's up there. Let's see, USC. Oh, I thought too. I guess just USC. There's another transfer quarterback. In Mayava, who transferred in from UNLV a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Miller Moss transferred out, giving him the opportunity to start. And again, we're seeing great things with that opportunity. Good positives can come out of the transfer portal for sure. Who was it? I looked at this and I was like, somebody didn't make sense to me. I don't remember who it was. I don't know. You have any other thoughts?
I think South Florida losing on a missed field goal to Memphis was kind of shocking. And Memphis has really played well these past couple of weeks. They're 25 now. And I think, obviously if you beat a ranked team now, it's almost like you're guaranteed to be ranked the very next week. Really no matter your record. If you got a winning record and you beat a ranked team, you're going to be ranked in a couple weeks. So we saw that with someone like Florida, or like South Florida, when they beat Florida in was it week 2, week 1, something like that. But I think Memphis has really played well. I think Vanderbilt has played really, really well.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia down there, he's got a vision, man. He's driven. He wants it, and I think obviously it's tough to win at Alabama, but they've beaten teams like they just beat Missouri. They just beat I think it was LSU a couple weeks ago. So they're taking care of business, and that's a tough conference. That's probably the toughest conference in college football, and they're making it look like they've been there and they've seen the competition. If they can consistently do this for the rest of the year, they got a real shot at going far.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned South Florida. That loss, I think, is significant because as we get closer to the playoffs, obviously the format has changed, but there's still that one guaranteed Group of 5 spot where it looked like for a while South Florida had a pretty good hold on that. Just kind of by default. But now, obviously, they've dropped out of the top 25. Memphis is up in there. So, who knows? Memphis is a team we could end up seeing. I guess we'll see. I found my thought. It's because I was looking through these rankings, and, ESPN's got the little, green up arrow with however many they went up, or red, down for however many they dropped. I was looking for a team that dropped because I was thinking it was a team where it was like, oh, they dropped too far. Nope. It was Virginia. Virginia, if you remember this last week, they played the North Carolina Fighting Belichicks, took them to overtime, and won the game by 1 on a failed 2-point conversion. You want to know what Virginia got for that? They went up 1. They went up a spot from 16 to 15. That was my thought. I can't wrap my head around that.
You think they should have moved up more?
Yeah, totally. I think they should be 1.
Do you want to look at
for beating Bill Belichick, Super Bowl champion? They should be up at 1. No, they should have dropped. Are you kidding me? What do you get? You get to move up for beating the 2-win North Carolina team?
I mean, if you look at who's ahead of them, though, Tennessee, Notre Dame, I'm still a little confused about Texas Tech. I still think they're a really good team, but they did just lose a couple weeks ago. I can't remember who beat them, but BYU is playing really well right now. Miami's up there, Vanderbilt's up there. So honestly, I think they're fine where they're at. Could they have moved into a couple more slots? Yes, but I think they got to beat someone decent in the future if they want to move up, because there's just too many good teams that's ahead of them.
And that's where I'm at too. Is I don't really understand them moving up. And it was like a by default where it was like, oh, Oklahoma dropped because they lost. Okay, they lost to Ole Miss, who's a top 10 team now.
Oklahoma got creamed by Texas.
I get dropping. It was just, yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Obviously, it's when you get to look back on it in hindsight, it's weird. But yeah, and the thing about Virginia too is like the ACC. We were kind of talking about. There's a few teams there, Miami and Georgia Tech, Louisville, all these teams. But Virginia just doesn't have as many chances to prove it, And I think
they really don't. Yeah.
I think, especially this playoffs, we're going to see some 3-loss teams get in, just based off the kind of the strength of record. If we're going to go with that, there could easily be teams that are scary. They're threats that have lost a good number of games, just because I mentioned where there are better games. There's just so much more competition with the realigned conferences that I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens this year.
Yep.
And looking ahead at Virginia's schedule, that's the thing where it's kind of hard to see them moving up any farther, because obviously they've got that big win over Florida State a few weeks ago, and that's kind of what's been carrying them. And they beat Louisville, who's now ranked, so that's a big win too. But coming up, they've got California, Wake Forest, Duke, Virginia Tech. That's it. There's just not much opportunity to prove anything unless you go out there and you boat race all these teams, beat them up.
Yeah.
But it's still nothing super impressive to add to the resume.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a fan of playing a lot of ranked teams early on in the season, because so many things can change middle of the season. You look at Virginia's game against Florida State. When Florida State, when they beat Alabama in week 1, I was thinking, oh, Alabama's going to be they're not going to be at the top anymore. Well, look at them. They're on like an 8-game win streak now. And then Florida State, everyone's hyping them up, and then they go on and they lose a couple. So I think if you're able to beat teams late game or late season, look at teams like Memphis, where they've beaten a ranked South Florida team. This is kind of mid-season towards the end. When you're able to do that, it's definitely going to boost your rankings, and it's definitely going to boost your chances. So I think if you can beat teams early on, it's good, but it's not great. But yeah, strength of schedule is definitely a huge factor. And especially, honestly, I think of Ohio State. Like, they beat Texas in week 1. They've been the number 1 team ever since. Who else have they played? So I think if why should Ohio State be number 1 and not Indiana? Because Indiana's beat Oregon at Oregon. That's Oregon's first loss at home in 10, 15 years. So I look at some of these other teams who have played better competition later on in the season. Teams like Texas A&M beating Notre Dame. Alabama on that long win streak. I think there's just better strength of schedules that they could look at, and records show if a team is undefeated, obviously you're a good team. But if you look at a team like Memphis, close to undefeated, if they're not undefeated right now, they might be. But, they haven't played anybody. And that's why I think a lot of people get it mixed up, especially last year with Boise State. They had that one loss to Oregon, and everyone's thinking, oh, they have Genty, they got the Heisman, or should have been Heisman. And everyone's thinking, everyone's betting on them, and then they go out and they get beat in the first round. Well, it's because they haven't played anybody that's that good. So that's why I do think that Ohio State should drop at least to the number 2, and I think A&M or Indiana should be number 1.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see it. A&M looks scary. Their defense, man, it's awesome.
Yep.
And Indiana, obviously, they've just been so dominant. And Ohio State, nothing against them, but it's a hard conversation because you can only beat the teams on your schedule, obviously.
Yeah.
But at some point, hopefully, as you said, once we get later in the season, they'll have some more chances to prove it, and I guess we'll see. The Chiefs are up 7-0 now, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt touchdown. He looks huge. You mentioned Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
I love Ashton Genty. You know that?
Honestly, he should have won the Heisman.
Okay. Here's my thing.
We've had this conversation.
Look at Boise State right now. Same quarterback, very similar roster. They are terrible.
They beat UNLV though.
They are UNLV.
UNLV's good.
Whoa.
They're pretty good. They're all right.
No, they're not. They're not Oregon.
They're not world beaters, but yeah, I mean, I agree.
So I think we should retroactively go back and give Ashton Genty the Heisman. Because
I agree with that.
Looking at what Boise State is now, with the same starting quarterback, most of the same guys, I don't know. I could go on and on. All right, college football. Anything else?
No, I'm excited for the next one, bro.
All right. I think this next one can be a little bit of a debate if we want it to, but best game of the past NFL week. Obviously, this could change. We got Monday Night Football on right now, so who knows? Maybe this game ends up being the best one. But
it's not looking like it. But
up till Monday Night Football, what are you thinking? What's your game of the week?
I don't know. Maybe the Bears lose. No, I'm joking.
That was a bad game. Bad game. I should have picked a different jersey.
Best game? Honestly, I look at how, even though I can't watch all of them because we don't get all the channels, Haven't started paying for Red Zone, sadly. But I look at the close scoring, and I look at, if a team's getting crushed, like Bills are just crushing Panthers, obviously no one wants to watch that. But I think the closest game, and maybe the most interesting game, was the Jets and the Bengals. Bengals were leading like the whole game, and then, to lose to an 0-7 team is rough, but to lose in the fourth quarter and giving up that many points as much as they did, it's just embarrassing, and it's not a good look at all.
Yeah, no, the way they lost that game, like you mentioned, it was one of those games where they were kind of cruising. They were up 14 basically for quite a while. It just looked like it was one of those games where it's like you see the score and you're kind of paying attention, you're checking back in, and it just it kind of that margin is just always the same, and so you just you never turn it on, you kind of tune it out, and then you look back and you're like, oh shoot, they might do it.
Yeah.
And it came on after the Bears game. Yeah, that's when it was. And so, watched the end of it, and it just, I don't know. It looked like, Joe Flacco obviously was playing well. His throw the ball to Jamar Chase however many times a game. It was working for a while, and then it just, it wasn't. Okay, so here's the thing, is I want to argue, and so I want to pick a different best game of the week.
Could go worst game of the week if you want.
Ooh, wait, I'll do that. I like that. That's a good idea. All right, I'll pick a worst game of the week. You know what? I think this game is going to feature the Jets a lot, but unfortunately they did win. So, worst game of the week.
I already got
Hold on.
a good idea.
Actually, okay, here's the thing, right? I feel like you could take worst a few different ways. Just least exciting, what's going on. I honestly, the Bears-Ravens game might be up there. That was a pretty bad game.
It's pretty ugly. Like, not just the Bears, but the Ravens didn't play good either.
Here's the thing. I'm a Bears fan. I sat down on the couch to watch that game. I watched the Bears go on a couple drives, get up 6-0. Pretty frustrating. A couple red zone trips that ended in a touchdown. Fell asleep. Woke up in the third quarter, and they still only had 6 points.
Yeah.
So that was rough. Do we need to have a conversation about the Ravens? Do we need to have
Do they
a
really
conversation?
need Lamar Jackson? I mean,
Do they
come
need
on.
him?
I mean, yeah, I think they do, 100%.
Is Tyler Huntley the better quarterback?
No,
Snoop
no,
Huntley? He's
he's
a
not.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
No, he's not. He's just
Tyler
the
Huntley,
Bears
Pro
suck.
Bowl quarterback.
The Bears suck.
They could leave him out there. He could have his revenge game against the Dolphins on Thursday night.
Dolphins just beat the Falcons, which is kind of crazy, but I think it ultimately comes down to the Bears, of course. When you have a quarterback who can't score in the red zone, it's tough to win games. You can't just rely on your kicker to get you points. You can't just be satisfied because there's gonna be, trust me, there's gonna be good teams out there. The Bears got to play the Eagles, they got to play the Packers coming up. Those teams are gonna.
None of those teams have Tyler Huntley though.
But those teams are gonna take advantage of the 3 points that you're gonna get on every other drive. It's gonna be embarrassing if they continue to just kick field goals and Caleb Williams can't throw the ball downfield. But I think Caleb Williams, I don't know where his mind's at when he's got the ball in his hand.
He just looks like he looks to me like an amazing athlete who has never been on a football field.
That's
like
honestly,
maybe that's harsh. He just looks so uncomfortable. I don't need it's hard to describe. He just doesn't look like he's in the rhythm of it.
Maybe it's Chicago, but maybe. But what confuses me is why does he throw it downfield in double coverage when you could just drop it low and get a couple yards, first down out of it, and then when there's absolutely no one downfield, but you have Adunze and DJ Moore down there, and no, I'm going to drop it here and see if we can get a couple yards. Take a shot. Late in the game, it's confusing to me. Why aren't you taking a shot downfield? And honestly, it's Ben Johnson with some of the play calls, but you got to take a shot downfield, and that's something Caleb Williams.
So do you want him to throw it downfield or not throw it downfield?
I want to see Caleb Williams throw it downfield. If he throws an interception every once in a while, that's fine.
Hey,
but
I
want to see him take
that.
a shot.
I hate I see so many Bears fans coming out and being like, "Oh, Caleb Williams never throws an interception." Yeah, because he never forces the ball anywhere. He doesn't take any risks, and it annoys me.
You can't be comfortable in the pocket at all times. Like, yes, I know he flees the pocket a lot, but you gotta make a decision right then and there. And honestly,
You know who else hadn't thrown an interception? I don't know if he did this weekend. Justin Fields. Is Justin Fields a good quarterback? I don't think so. So let's not use that stat. He just doesn't throw the ball at all.
But I think it's Caleb Williams. I think he's just, I don't know, man. Maybe maybe he's not agreeing with someone in the locker room. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm sorry. You have your best receiver down there, Adunze and DJ Moore. You have some of the best receivers down there. Why aren't you taking a shot middle of the third quarter? I don't care if you're down 14. I don't care if you're up 14. Take a shot. That's what the fans want to see. They don't want to see you fleeing the pocket, maybe getting 1 or 2 yards. They don't want to see a handoff. No, they want to see you take a shot. And that's what Chicago fans have been waiting for, and I think we're going to be waiting for a couple more weeks until he starts doing that stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we need to get knocked out of the playoffs for him to start taking risks. Saying, all right, we have no chance to make the playoffs, so now we'll take it. But
I think this is what we should do from now on. We should have you pick a best game of the week. We can debate it. I'll pick a worst game of the week.
all right.
My honorable mention's going to that Eagles-Giants game just because Scadaboo got hurt and I'm sad.
I'm sad now.
Did you see Jackson
Yes.
Dart after? He was like, oh man, he was not happy.
Scadaboo honestly was he was the foundation of that Giants team. And
I loved him.
the dude is a beast. The dude is an animal. And dude, I feel bad for him because he really could have done something great, and he was doing something great, But I'm honestly surprised that he didn't hurt his head and didn't hurt his ankle. But yeah, I've been watching Scadaboo since Arizona State, man. I just feel bad.
And that Big 12 championship game.
That was awesome.
Oh,
That was awesome.
such an awesome game. He was the whole team. He threw a touchdown.
Yep.
Oh,
That was a Texas game too. But prayers for Scadaboo, 100%.
wait, was that big? Was it the playoff game?
It was a
Big
playoff
12?
game. It was a playoff game.
It was the
I
playoff.
got you. Bro.
Close enough. I remember the game.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else with the last slate of games?
Dolphins beating the Falcons. Why is that happening? I don't know why.
Kirk might be gone. Actually, the more confusing thing is Bijan in that game.
Yeah.
Every running back was beating up the Dolphins, and Bijan couldn't. I don't know what the deal was there.
I'm kind of mad because I'm still going to lose in fantasy, but I was pretty happy when Bijan didn't get a touchdown in that game, only because I was against him in fantasy, but it came to a shock to me. Why isn't he just running through that Dolphins defense? It makes absolutely no sense. There's no reason for them to be losing that game.
I guess when you have 40-year-old ghost of Kirk Cousins out there, he's not 40, but I love Kirk. It's okay. You don't probably have to worry about the passing game too much. You can sell out on the run a lot more. But
Yeah.
regardless, that was disappointing. Dolphins. That's something.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know what their deal is. I can't believe McDaniel still has a job, but now he's going to keep it longer.
Yeah, somehow, I don't know.
Somehow.
But I was excited because my Houston Texans won. CJ Stroud actually played a good game. So that was good. And we were able to stop McCaffrey, which was huge.
Yeah,
So-
that was something.
I'm satisfied. I'm happy, so.
Whatever. Whatever. All right. The next thing we've got up is power rankings. I think this will be a fun conversation too. And again, it's kind of just off the top of our head. I'm sure we'll look back and be like, why did we do that? Okay.
Do we
so,
have the power rankings pulled up?
like who's are we making them or are we?
What is it? Do you want to look at it and then review
Here,
it?
let's just pull up. I need a visual. I need the teams in front of me, right?
I do need a visual because I don't want to see. I don't want to hear you say, "Oh, the Bears should be in there."
No, I don't think they should. Okay, I just need a. This is all I need. I just need a picture of all of them. I need to see them. I need to feel it out. Okay. 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 What are you thinking? You ready?
Well, I'm pulling up the actual.
Oh, the actual. That's lame.
But I want to hear your.
You want to hear mine?
I want to hear yours first.
All right, let's play a game. Pull up the actual.
All right.
What are you like? ESPN,
This is just NFL.com.
NFL.com. Okay, so post
you-
week 8.
Yeah, this is week 8. Yep.
Okay. Were they like the week 8 going into week 8 or
This is
after
going
week
into week 8
8? Okay,
because I haven't updated.
into week 8. I'm gonna try and guess them.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to start with number 1?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Going into week 8.
Heck yeah, Blue Jays just took the lead. Sorry, I know it's
All right.
a football
Switch on to the next
podcast.
game. No, I wouldn't say sports.
Yeah.
Go Blue Jays. Actually, I don't really care.
Go Blue Jays. Go Blue
Go
Jays.
Blue Jays. Vladdy.
Bo Bichette.
Scherzer.
Yeah. All right.
Look, I can use
Let's get
2
this,
players. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Number 1. Indianapolis Colts.
They're number 2.
They're 2.
Number 2. Which honestly...
Oh, wait. This is going into...
This is going into the week.
Are the Chiefs 1?
No. Chiefs are 3.
Chiefs are 3? Okay.
Chiefs are 3. Colts, Chiefs. That's 2 and 3.
Chiefs 2 and 3. Are the Bills 1?
Nope.
Lions.
The Lions are number 1.
What am I doing? Lions are 1. Okay, Colts 2. Chiefs 3. Hold on. Give me a sec. 4. 4 is...
4. I don't know if you're going to get 4, to be honest with you.
Is it stupid?
It's confusing.
The New England Patriots.
No. But that is a sneaky good team. The
I
Patriots, honestly.
Wait, 4's got to be like a Buccaneers.
No. It's literally one of your favorite teams.
Oh, the Seahawks are 4.
Seahawks.
So I like the Seahawks too. Seahawks are 4. You know, I like that. It's a scary defense. Their offense is figuring it out.
Hey, they
Donald's
beat the Texans,
playing awesome.
so honestly they're pretty good.
Okay.
5 and 6,
5.
you should
5
be
and 6 I should be able to get. Okay. Bills 5.
Uh-huh.
I don't like this game. Bills 6.
No, the Bills are a lot lower than you think.
Rams 6.
Uh-uh.
Eagles.
Eagles are 6. Who's number 5?
I don't like these power rankings. I don't agree. Patriots.
Nope.
Buccaneers.
Nope.
Who is it?
Division, bro. Go by the division. Like
Wait, what do you mean?
Bears division.
The Packers are 5.
Packers are 5.
Packers
Eagles
are
are
not
6.
the 5th best team.
Rams are 7. Bucks are 8.
The Rams are
And then the Bills are 9.
Wait, what was 8? Bucks?
Bucks are 8.
Give me the Bucks and the Rams over the Packers.
Bills are 9.
And the Bills.
10.
Okay, wait,
or
10.
10.
10. Wait. I can do this. I can get 10. 10 is Broncos.
Yep.
Yeah. Bang! I got one. I got one. I got 10.
Do you want to stop there? Because after that, it's
After that, it's just going to be crap.
Well, after
we're not doing that.
It is the Patriots who are number 11.
Wait, how are they not? I don't know. That's crazy. I think the Patriots are an awesome team.
Power rankings are a little whacked up, but honestly, we could make predictions on our this week's power rankings.
Do you want to make power rankings?
I think we should.
All right.
We got time.
Number 1.
I think the number 1 team is still the Lions.
Yeah, it's still the Lions. The Lions have looked awesome. They lost the Packers that week 1. Everyone was unsure, but since then they've been awesome.
They did just beat the Buccaneers, which is a big win, especially going into the bye.
They did not lose to the bye week. So.
Yeah, they did not.
Okay, Lions 1. I like that. That one, Colts 2. I still like Colts 2.
Colts
don't
are
like them?
Colts are like Ohio State. Maybe it's because they're in the Texans
Okay.
division. But
okay, but you can only beat the teams you play.
exactly, they haven't played anybody yet.
But they can't beat the teams they aren't playing.
I don't know. We'll keep them. We'll keep them there.
We'll keep them in mind. Okay, Chiefs pending the result of this game that's on 3.
Chiefs 3.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I liked it up to there. That was fine.
I like the Packers at 4, and then I like the Eagles at 5. I do like the Packers
that
at 4.
high?
I think the Packers got potential. Do I think Jordan Love is the answer? No, I don't think he's gonna. I think Jordan Love can get you maybe a division title. Maybe he can get you to the NFC Championship. I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl.
I think Jordan Love is a quarterback you can win with, not necessarily a quarterback you win because of. You know what I'm saying?
I get
You know what the difference is there? He's got an awesome deep ball.
Mm-hmm. That's
Outside of
something
that-
Caleb Williams does not have.
True. Outside of that, he just, I don't know. He just kind of is to me.
He knows how to win, but we haven't seen him.
He's not
perform in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And some guys just can't take the pressure. I don't know, but maybe we'll see that this year.
Okay. You know what? Fine. You let me leave the Colts. I'll let you have the Packers. Okay.
Packers
6.
4, Eagles 5.
Okay, I feel like we got to look at the Seahawks or the Rams at 6, or the Bucks.
I said we go Rams, Bucks, Seahawks.
That's fine with me. I like that. The Bucks beat the Seahawks.
I think the
fair.
Buccaneers got. I know they're dealing with injuries, which is definitely going to bring them down.
But when everybody's back,
they're dangerous, man.
Rocky Irving's gonna come back. Godwin's gonna be back at some point.
That's just a dangerous lineup down there.
Yeah.
You know, they've been there and they've done that. So
They have.
is that we got 2 more, 9 and 10?
Wait, we have. Hold on.
Rams 7, Bucks.
Wait, was that 5, 6, 7? 6, 7, 8. Shit, we were writing them down. Okay, wait, because we went Lions,
Packers, Eagles. Rams,
oh yeah, okay,
Bucks.
okay, yeah, 9, 10, 9, 10. Who have we not talked about yet?
Bills.
The
Bills gotta be up
Bills
there.
Bills had a good win.
Bills gotta be.
The
9 and
Panthers aren't
9.
an awful team. They blew them up.
Yeah.
Okay, Bills 9.
I think
And 10.
10
Okay,
can
see,
be a toss-up.
I was going to say, and it's interesting to look at it, I think, after Week 8 also.
That's true.
Are the Chargers back? Broncos.
It's between
I
the
still
Broncos
like
and the
the Broncos.
Patriots for me. To be
Oh, I
honest.
forgot the Patriots guys played.
Patriots are sneaky good. Bro.
I like the Patriots, man.
I'll take the Patriots.
Drake
I
May
think
is awesome.
Yeah, he really is.
All right.
Which is,
People were asking, did the Bears take the wrong quarterback? Did the Commanders take the wrong quarterback?
the Commanders absolutely did not take the wrong quarterback.
Did they?
He fits perfect in
Are we
DC.
sure?
I think so.
What about Drake May?
I think Drake May went to the perfect team. I think Caleb Williams should not have gone number. I don't even think Caleb Williams should have gone top 5.
Here we go.
Because he wasn't able to win at USC.
That's
okay.
not true.
No, you.
He would score. He'd go out there and score 50 points and lose. That's not his fault. He doesn't play defense.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah,
you didn't
but
even
what?
you didn't even make the playoffs that 1 year. But it's tough. I definitely think Caleb Williams is not.
Teams?
I don't think Caleb Williams should be in Chicago at all.
Never.
At all.
Whatever. Who else do you want there? Justin Fields?
Honestly,
Justin
I
Fields?
don't really mind what the Browns did getting the 2 quarterbacks.
They both suck.
I don't care if they both suck. They can develop.
They're not going to develop either of them.
Honestly, Bears, if Caleb Williams continues to play the way he does, put in Tyson Badge.
He's been fine until this week. I don't want to hear it. You know what? Ever since C.J. Stroud little broed him last year, their numbers really aren't that different.
Stroud had a good game this week, and that's all I care about. So we're missing.
Okay.
Hey, we won. We beat Christian McCaffrey without Nico Collins, without Tank Dell, without Derek Stingley Jr.,
Okay,
without
let's
Joe
list,
Mixon.
Let's list all
without Christian Kirk.
49ers injuries. Should we do that instead? Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk.
Oh my gosh. The 49ers are still a good team, so.
That's only the offense.
Alright, whatever.
All right. Okay. I think that's a good, nice little preview to next week. Okay. Now looking ahead, just the next week in general. Concerns, things we're looking forward to. We can look at kind of the slate of games for next week. But what do you have? Just injuries or schedule coming up? What are you looking forward to next week in the NFL or in college? I guess.
Honestly, I think that Scadaboo injury. I'm really interested to see how Jackson Dart is going to be able to adjust to not having a powerful running back in Cam Scadaboo. But I think Jackson Dart is definitely a great quarterback for New York, and I think he's got a ton of potential. He's playing very well right now. It's just he doesn't have the defense, he doesn't have the weapons, but I think I'd like to see how they do without Scadaboo next week.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you're a Giants fan, I think this is an awesome way for the season to play out. Obviously, the injuries aren't great, but the vibe has changed. You see a ton of potential. They drafted an awesome class. And again, here's the thing: is you have all that potential, you have something to be excited for, and it's out there on the field for you to watch. And they're still losing, which yes, obviously you want to win, but at least you're having fun watching them lose, and they're gonna end up having a high pick again.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it seems like things are turning around. I think next year once you get back, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo, have another year drafting. I don't know. I think the Giants will be a fun team.
Definitely could in the future.
Yeah, I like
Forgot about Malik Neighbors.
I know. People are forgetting about him. Who do your Texans play next week? The Broncos?
At home?
Broncos at home.
If we can pick up that win, that'd be huge.
It would be huge. I think that's an interesting game for sure.
Honestly, I think that's a winnable game for both teams.
It definitely is.
But
I don't know what to think about either of those teams right now. You know,
I'm a realistic fan. I think we're gonna get our butts whooped, especially with the way that with the amount of points that the Broncos have been putting up. Like they just put 44 on the Cowboys.
Cowboys defense,
but they did just come back in the fourth quarter against the Giants. Right. And that's when they had Scadaboo. So honestly, I don't know
what to think about that game.
I'm a realistic fan. I think we're definitely gonna lose that game, but we'll see. I think we'll have Nico Collins back. I'm not exactly sure, but hopefully we will. But I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the Vikings game, the Vikings-Lions game, and I'm looking at that Colts and Steelers game.
Yeah, Vikings-Lions. J.J. McCarthy coming back. Carson Wentz. It was a pretty sad game from Carson Wentz last weekend. He looked like he was just in pain the whole time, and now he's out for the season. He's getting that shoulder fixed, which good for him. Go rest up. But that was, and especially if that's like the way it ends for Carson Wentz, who knows if he really comes back. That's not the way you want to go out for sure.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Kind of unfortunate.
What do I want? What am I excited for here? Ooh, Chiefs Bills.
Go That's Bills all the way, bro. No one wants to see the Chiefs win.
Seahawks Commanders on Sunday night. That's fun. Colts Steelers. I think that's a fun. Just because Steelers are another team where it's I don't really know what to think of them sometimes.
The Steelers?
Where their defense should be good, but it hasn't really been. Their offense is fine sometimes, good other times. I don't know. That'll be an interesting game. It's two teams where it's obviously the Colts. I don't think anybody expected this, and the Steelers.
The Colts are having a magical season, and once they go down to Houston, it's going to change pretty dramatically. But honestly, the Colts, man, I don't know how they're doing so well. I don't know how Daniel Jones is doing so well. Maybe it was just a change in scenery. I mean,
I think so.
Going from New York. Maybe I think some guys just need to change. You saw this with Andrew Vaughn. I don't know if you know who Andrew Vaughn is, but Andrew Vaughn started with the Chicago White Sox and then moving to the Brewers and putting in a terrific second half of the season with the Milwaukee Brewers. And now you're seeing it with Daniel Jones coming from New York Giants team that's just crap and coming down to a Colts team that has a ton of potential, and now they're definitely showing it this year. So I think it just, some of the guys just need a change in cities, change in time zones, maybe, I don't know.
Well, and I think I saw someone say, and I liked it a lot, it's almost like Daniel Jones is what Shane Steichen wanted Anthony Richardson to be, where it's he's a mobile quarterback, and it almost seems like he's running the offense how they wanted Anthony Richardson to. Anthony Richardson just wasn't capable, and if he got too tired, he pulled himself out of the game.
Yeah.
So, Daniel Jones, awesome season. I think Jonathan Taylor sometimes doesn't get enough credit, too.
Dude is having a terrific year. You know how many touchdowns
that guy has?
Too many.
13.
That's insane.
It's week 8.
That's just insane. What? I don't even know. He's having an awesome year. And I think that whole Colts team is being overlooked. I think a lot of people are looking at, all right, well, the Eagles are going to be good, the Lions are going to be good. The Colts are going to be a sneaky underdog team and proving themselves not to be an underdog right now, but...
Yeah. I hope they keep it up. They're fun. They are fun. Okay. And I guess you mentioned the Giants with the injuries. Lucky for your Texans, Surtain might go on IR. I don't know if you saw that yet. Pectoral injury. Just looking through the games. Not an injury, but it'll be interesting to see who the Saints start this week. Spencer Rattler got benched towards the end of the third quarter. Tyler Shutt came in and basically looked like the same quarterback as Spencer Rattler.
I don't know what the heck.
He was there. And I was interested. I went, was kind of watching the box score because Kendra Miller went on IR. And I was just from a fantasy side, I was like, who are they going to replace him with? Who's gonna be that next guy up? Turns out it was just nobody, and they just threw the ball like 50-something times. They like Alvin Kamara had less than 10 carries, and then like Taysom Hill had a couple carries, but like that was it. So they just decided not to run the ball.
I don't know why you're wasting such good talent, and has been such a good talent for years, and Alvin Kamara, but it's just Saints football for you right there.
There you go. I don't know. I'm trying to think injuries. What else is big? I don't know. I would love to talk about the 49ers and who's coming back, except I never know because there's so much to keep track of. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping for the sake of the 49ers that maybe Brock Purdy comes back.
Yeah.
I think maybe the Mac Jones Linsanity run is over. I think maybe the Texans broke him. And then maybe Tyler Huntley revenge game on Thursday. I think he might be the better quarterback there. Yeah. No, it's going to be Lamar. Remember when Lamar was going to go to the Dolphins for like a couple of weeks?
Yep. That was crazy. But
so really, it's Tyler Huntley and a Lamar Jackson revenge game. Bro. It's a Lamar Jackson revenge game.
There's absolutely no reason.
It's like no. It's like what's a good? It's like when it's like if you were like there was this girl and you'd like talk to her for a couple weeks and then but like it didn't go anywhere.
Wow.
But then like your whole friend group was hanging out with her whole friend group.
Oh,
it's low-key like a revenge game.
That's pretty relatable. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it?
It kind of is. Can we move on?
There you go,
that?
folks. There it is.
Game of the week is definitely going to be the Chiefs or the Bills. Because it's the top two really teams in the AFC. Aside from the Colts.
There you go. You just forgot them.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. But
I'm surprised. I don't know. I feel like they always play on Sunday night when they play each other. I don't know if that's just me, but
they always do, which is crazy.
My Seahawks are on Sunday night, which I'm excited for. I get to watch them. But
yeah, I mean that's good. But yeah, honestly, I'm probably gonna close out with this last thought. I think the NFL needs to pick the best games to put on prime time. There's absolutely no reason.
You don't want to see Cardinals Cowboys next Monday night?
Who wants to watch that?
You don't want to watch Raiders Broncos on Thursday Night Football in a couple of weeks?
I'm saying, why are you putting the Browns versus the Saints on a Sunday Night Football game when there's the Lions versus the Eagles? Why is that game not prime time? Why? I don't understand. It goes back to the Indiana and UCLA. Why is that on a big noon preview? Why? I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I want to check something here. You're telling me there it is. 27.
There's too many of these
there are a lot
stupid primetime games.
I can't find the game
but
I was looking for. There are some games. Looking through, it's just random. Like honestly, some of them are shaping up to be okay, but like ugh.
It's alright.
I don't know. Joe Flacco saved us. The Bengals were going to have a bunch of primetime games that were terrible, but now he at least is going to make it a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming up on an hour here, and if you've made it this far, then I don't know how much more you want to listen to. Hopefully more. We'll have more coming your way. We'll keep things running. Again, check out Spotify and YouTube. Follow us up on there. Follow us up on all the socials, and let us know what you're thinking. If you have any suggestions, ideas, things you want to see next week, obviously we're kind of just getting started, kind of just figuring things out, and we will figure it out. So shoot us a DM, a message, something, and we'll definitely take that into account.
Comment, because we want to see you guys comment. We want to see you guys comment on other comments. So.
Share the posts, repost the posts.
We'll see. Yeah, up to you guys.
Up to you guys. Yeah. So you should though. You should. Look at this guy. Don't you want to help this guy out? Look at him. No, that was a compliment. He's so cute. Look at him. All right. I'm David Stevenart. This is Christian Hansen. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for getting to the end of this, and we will see you guys next week on Portal Pulse.